Good morning, everyone. My name is Carla, and you have reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I enjoy and a little bit of life thrown in. Today is Sunday, March 6th, and this is my FlossTube number 132. I want to say welcome to any of you who are new, finding my channel for the first time. I hope that you like what you see, want to hit like and subscribe, and come back and share this time with me every week. And if you are a returning viewer, then welcome back and thank you for being here and spending this time with me. This is my kitty cat Bagheera, for those of you who have not met him before. He is a very cuddly boy. For those of you who know, who've watched my channel for a while, I went over to Erin and Stacy's this weekend, Friday night, and when I do that, Bagheera is very clingy on Sunday when I get home, and so he usually at least makes an appearance in the videos on that day. He's shedding. This is why I have cat hair on all of my projects, because he sheds. But anyway, so he tends to want to be near me and on me and purring and licking me and all that kind of stuff on the day that I get back. So what I usually do is I'll drive over to Erin and Stacy's after work on Friday night, after I come home, and I give Baggy extra food and water and make sure everything's good with him. And then I drive over to Erin and Stacy's. It's about half an hour down the road from me. And then I spend 2 nights on their couch, and then I come home early Sunday morning in time to do my video. So that is what happened this weekend. Although this weekend I had the added thrill of having a sciatica flare-up. I started getting it Friday morning, and could tell it was going to be semi-bad. But I pushed through. I went over to Erin Stacy's anyway. I didn't do much all weekend, to be quite honest. Kind of parked myself in one spot and tried to move as little as possible. It is still hurting this morning. To the extent that I actually consider not doing a video because, you know, getting dressed and sitting up here and just taking the energy to kind of put on some makeup and stuff was a little bit difficult. But I figured, no, I'm going to push through, and then after the video is done and up and loaded, I'm going to be on my back for the rest of the day, I think, stitching and getting some extra sleep. And we'll see. If it doesn't ease up, then I may need to take a day off tomorrow from work. I'm just in pain, and that is very wearying. And when I have a sciatica flare-up, it's kind of weird because it's like if I'm lying down, it's not that bad. It's maybe a dull ache, or even I don't feel much of anything. Sitting, I start to get very achy and uncomfortable, but the really bad thing is going from a sitting to a standing position, and walking is just kind of excruciating. It's funny, I was walking all weekend. I can never remember the character's name, but there's a Martin Short character where he hikes his pants are hiked up really high, and he kind of hunches over and like shuffles, and that's exactly how I was walking around Erin and Stacy's all weekend when I had to get up and go to the bathroom, because, you know, sometimes you got to do that regardless of if your back hurts or not. And so yeah, so I felt like I was kind of 102 years old walking around there. But you know, it is what it is. It's not really anything you can do anything about except rest it. Maybe take some ibuprofen or something, and ice and heat, and rest. Rest is really what helps it. And so when I get those flare-ups, it's just kind of one of those deal with it kind of things. So, and who knows why I got it. Last week at work, we had our annual audit. Or actually, I think we're on a 3-year schedule now because our office is very compliant. But in the industry that I work in, we have to have regulatory audits every so often. And this was a scheduled one. Sometimes they're surprise audits. Sometimes the auditor just shows up, which is really kind of scary when that happens. But this was a scheduled one, and it was actually on Zoom. So we did quite a bit of prep for it. There was stuff we had to send the auditor ahead of time so he could kind of review that. And then we had the audit on Friday morning. It was, you know, stressful getting ready for it. My boss was nervous about it, because you just are. I mean, whether you're a really compliant office or not, it's always kind of a little bit scary to have that kind of thing. So it was a little bit stressful leading up to it. It went really well. And then, you know, we went out to lunch to celebrate after it was done. But it was all marred by the fact that I was in a lot of pain Friday, and I couldn't, it's not like I could stay home Friday when I woke up with that kind of pain. I just had to like push on through, because I had to be there for the audit. But anyway, so that's what my week was like last week. So I probably didn't get as much good sleep as I should have because of stress. I'm sure that added to the sciatica issue. So you know, today's going to be my day to recover. So let's see what else. I told you I went to Erin and Stacy's, had, you know, a good time as I always do. We played D&D on Saturday morning. I always look forward to that. We did the final Yum Box opening. So I did do a video, which will go up on Wednesday. So I stopped the subscription on the unboxes, but I have kind of ideas in my head of some other stuff to get to do, a little bit of tasting videos with the kids. So that's not going to totally end. But the unboxes will end for now. Let's see. I decided to try out HBO Max. And I told Logan I was doing that, and he was like so excited because there's all of these movies that he wants to watch that are on HBO Max and they don't have it. So of course we share. But anyway, so that was fun. I made my nephew very happy when I told him I did that. And yeah, and then I came home this morning. So not too exciting of stuff going on. I think I told you last week we were having kind of a heat wave, and then it came back down. We're in the 60s again for maybe early 70s all next week, or low 70s all next week. So yeah, so we're still having kind of cool weather. We had that little heat wave in there in the middle, and then it came back down again. That weather is just, it's nuts. Okay. Oh, the only other thing I have to remind you guys, sorry, I'm looking at my notes over here, and I'm a little out of it today, so please, you know, just bear with me. Mind about the Zoom. So yeah, so our next Zoom Stitchy meetup is scheduled for Friday, March 18th at 6 p.m. California time or Pacific time. So yeah, if you're interested in joining the Zoom, I've had lots of fun, and I think the people who have joined several times, so they must be enjoying it as well. And if you are interested in joining, just private message me on Instagram. My Instagram name, whatever, is below. It's actually Karla with a K, which is also my email. And message me on Instagram, and I'll send you the code and the login and the meeting ID and stuff. No problem. Okay, that's all the preamble today. I don't have any finishes or new starts or FFOs or anything like that to share, just a few whips. Didn't work on as much stuff as I normally do, partly because, as I said, it was kind of stressful last week, and I was, you know, I think I had one day that I just didn't stitch. I wasn't feeling great, and then I didn't stitch Friday because when I went over to Erin Stacy's, I did stitch yesterday during the D game. But okay, so let me go over what I worked on. I worked on Sweet William. Okay, and I feel like I wasn't wise, and this is the one project I did not gather before the video, because I'm like, oh, it's just sitting right there, but I have 5 bags sitting here, and I'm not sure which one it is. Sorry. So there's what, 6 bags sitting there. It's the 5th one that I grabbed to look at, of course. Okay, so Sweet William is my Riolis kit. Done on a 14 count Fiddler's Cloth Aida using the kit floss, which is an acrylic and wool blend. And let's see, I worked up in this little area. That's all new. And then a little bit in here. It's just growing. So pretty. I really love the colors in this. Okay, so I worked on that, and it was actually like the last day in February or whatever. And then I moved on to my March projects, although this one I'm keeping out, and I might still work on it every so often just because. Okay, so I pulled out Catnip Faye, which is a Heaven and Earth Designs by Nadia Tate. This is the picture. I'm not stitching the background. I'm doing it on a pretty sparkly blue fabric, so that blue background will not be stitched. And there we go. So I got that little bit done. If you guys remember, the last time I was working on this, which was the end of last year, I had done, gosh, up to about there. You can see where there's not any parked threads. So I had done up to about there, and realized after I did that big section that I was looking at the wrong piece of pattern and had stitched it completely wrong. So I basically had to rip out that whole section, get rid of any parked threads, because I couldn't trust them. And yeah, so this column up to, you know, up here, I knew it started to be correct again, but everything below that, some of it was stitched and some of it was like the parked stuff from that stitching. It was all wrong. So, I pulled it all out. So it was basically starting over again right here, which, I stitch full coverage pretty slow to start with. But it went extra slow because basically I had to pull 90% of the flosses. When you are parking like this and you get up into more of a populated area, you don't have to pull flosses and, you know, thread your needle as much and that kind of thing because it's already there. So although it's still slow, it's a little bit faster than when I was starting from scratch here. So it doesn't like look like a ton, but it actually was a lot of work. So, but I'm back on track and it's correct again, which is nice. You know, you don't sit back and like, oh, something is terribly wrong. Because what had happened is that I have kind of bits of the pattern on different pages because I made a working copy and I think I enlarged it a little bit. So you kind of have to piece them together, which is not usually a problem, but I grabbed the wrong piece. And so I was actually stitching the section that goes up here, down here, and it didn't match. I mean, the colors in general are the same, but then when you look at the pattern, it was completely wrong. So that's how I discovered it. But unfortunately, I didn't discover it until I was a bit into it. While I was stitching, I was like, it seems like things are parked in the wrong place and everything's off. And why is it? Well, that was why. And I just didn't catch on fast enough. On a side note, I've shown you guys before how I kit up projects now using these floss like drop cards and how I do it on one side and then I put my rings here. I like that method so much better. This was like the second big project I kitted up. My first HDbKBC, which I finished, Lavender Roses, I did with floss away bags. didn't know any better. It was a horrible method to work with, and I learned. I went to these cards, but this is the first project I kitted up with the cards, and I used both sides, and I hate it. So I'm like so, I will be so happy when this project is done and I can, you know, put these back into my stash to use again. This method, just, I hate the fact that it feels like the flosses are tangled. It's hard to like find a floss because I have to go through them this way and they just don't hang nice. Whereas when I kit them up on one side, which I'll show you a little bit later in the video, I'm going to show you what I kitted up for the next couple months. They lay really nice. They're easy to wrap and store. This is just a pain. But you know, it's like you live and learn. You try stuff out and you learn what works. And while this is doable, it is not preferred, the preferred way of doing it in any sense of the word. Okay. Oh, I started another little Mill Hill ornament that I'm going to use as my purse project. Because it's small, because it's just, it will be easy to keep in my purse. So I put it in here, but I wanted to get it started. So, I'm doing this little froggy, and it may take forever to get this done because again, it's a purse project and you know, I'm not places where I need cross stitch and I don't have it that much, but you know, it's here in case I need it. And if I get to a point where I really want to work on this, I'll just pull out my purse and put something else in my purse. So I kitted it up. I almost used like a bobbin method. I just wrapped my flosses around little Post-it note pieces because there's, let's see, there's like 14 colors in this, or maybe 15 colors. 16 colors, sorry. And this is only 6 holes. But there's like one strand. For most of the colors, there's only one strand of each color. So, like, I think I already did all of the orange. So, I did all of the orange, which is like these 4 stitches. You know, so... But that's my big start. So actually, although I didn't get very many stitches done on it, I also set the whole thing up. And so yeah. That's a cute little fun thing. And I have everything I need in the bag. I have a pair of glasses. I have some scissors. I have the kit itself. So I'm set to just put this in my purse. And this is kind of a little bit stiff, but not too stiff, so it's very lightweight, so it'll be nice in my purse and the project will stay safe. Okay, and cat collage. Oh, you know what, let me show you the twisted rainbow first, which is right here. Okay, so this is my kind of over the rainbow. My hair is being really silly. My over the rainbow month, so I am working on my twisted rainbow sampler by Northern Expressions Needlework, and I am doing this on a I think it's a 32 count charcoal gray Lugana. I'm doing it with silky thread, and I am doing, so obviously I'm doing the rainbow that's kind of called for, although I picked my own colors of the rainbow, but I'm also doing kind of a split, so it'll be double the color. So I think there's 18 colors in the pattern, so I'm doing 36. Is that right? Or is there 9 colors and I'm doing 18? No. Yeah, there must be 18 and I'm doing 36. Anyway, so as I said, I'm doing it with sulky, and I finished this cross stitch band, or half band really, because each of these cross stitch sections is 2 colors. You know, it's like divided in half. So the pink is here, and then it goes into kind of the orangey peachy colors, and then we've got more orangey peachies here going into yellows. So I'm going to kind of work down and across as I work on this, so that, you know, when I get kind of down here, then I can roll it up. So I have retired this color, this color, this color, this color, this color, and this color, and that one is still in the specialty stitches section. I just started on this darker orange, and I think that there's 2 or 3 more colors that will come into play over here. So I didn't work on any specialty stitches this week. So this band of specialty stitches was not that difficult. This band is the one that I'm having a little bit of trouble with, and I had to get like the really big magnifying glass and stuff to work on this stitch in particular. But this band is more difficult. The band that's going to be over here, I think, will be no problem. It's kind of, there's satin stitches and then something in the middle, and I think that that's going to be pretty easy to see. But when I was working on this, it was at night, I was tired, and all I could deal with at that time was just doing regular crosses. So I just worked on finishing this band, which is fine. Okay, so that is my rainbow. And then I worked on my Designworks cat collage, which is designed by Little Birch, and then it was a kit by Designworks. I filled in this lavender guy, did some work down here, and then started on him. And I said before, I love this pattern. I love it. And the colors are really pretty. My only disappointment with it is that they are not as bright as the picture. So, you know, comparatively, this picture is like darker and just more intense. But it's okay. It's okay, I don't mind that much. Oh, and I can show you. I mean, all together, the flosses are really pretty. And they do look plenty vibrant. They're just not quite as dark and vibrant as the cover photo. You know, but I'm sure it's a printing issue, and my flosses in a little birch bag, so that all kind of works. I don't usually leave my projects on like the hoop or the Q-snap or whatever. Well, Q-snaps or whatever, that kind of thing. Q-snaps and scroll rods I do. I don't leave them on hoops. But I'm not used to having to store. That one's hard to store because it's on the Q-snap, and I don't want to move it. Okay, and then the last thing I worked on, which is not technically in my March project list, you know, theme list, but I brought it over to Erin and Stacy's because it's just the kind of thing that's easy to work on the go over there, because it's one thread. It's sulky. This is Sampler Osha. I'm doing it on a 20 count Aida with sulky. I really like that combo. And Jardin Privé. That's where I am. And I worked on the little tree yesterday. So I got a good portion of the tree done. I got the little pink bird and pink heart added, and then I got about half the tree done, I would say. There was a little bit done already. I had like the the trunk part right here done, but the rest was added yesterday. I'm having a small avalanche. And I can't bend over that easily to pick it up. Okay. So that's it as far as my whips this past week. I did work a little bit on my journal stuff, but not really enough to show you. It's kind of like half projects. I started making another one of these little mini journal things. Oops, that's upside down. With the pocket in the middle. Again, my friend at work, her birthday's coming up this week, so I'm gonna have to work on this. So I'm giving her this, and then this is gonna go with it, because she really likes yellow and orange. So I'm kind of like pulled out all of my colors that are, all of my papers that are yellow and orange, and I'm trying to use those to create this for her. But I haven't gotten that far. I just kind of did some preliminary stuff, and I'm gonna have to work on it the next couple days. And I probably, well, I'm either gonna give it to her, because her birthday's Thursday. I'm either gonna give it to her this week, and if I do, maybe I will film a little walkthrough of what I'm giving her to post next week, just so you can see it. Or I will hold off and give it to her next Monday if it's not quite done, and then you'll be able to see it in the next video. So stay tuned. Okay, so that is it as far as my projects I worked on this week. So haul, I have a little bit of haul and some Stitchy kindness to show you. I got 2 more of the felt project bags from Amazon. Just they're plain pink and purple, but I'm really liking these. I like how they stack up. Yeah, I mean, there's not much more to say. I really like them, and they're inexpensive. I mean, they average out. They're probably about $5 each, depending on the ones that you buy, and you know how many. I think this was a set of 2 for $9 something, $9.95 maybe. So again, $5 each. They're not as, you know, exciting maybe as the ones that have 2 different colors, but they're 2 colors I really like, so that works for me. And then I have another set that's coming that has a different kind of closure, so when I get those I'll show you. But you know, these are just the envelope snaps, but then I have an envelope that has like a flap with an elastic band. I have, I think, 3 or 4 of those in a set that are coming. And then you know, that's it for now. I have more than enough project bags. I mean, I have a ton of empty ones sitting around, so obviously I don't need more, but you know, I was in a mood. Okay, so Stitchy kindness, Stacy and Reagan went last week. They were in Las Vegas for Reagan's cheer competition, and while they were there, Stacy, they had a few extra hours on the day that they were coming home, and so they were able to stop at Stitcher's Paradise. So Stacy wanted basically she wanted to go and look for fabric. She wanted to build her stash a little bit, and she has discovered over the year of stitching kind of what her preferences are. She is an Aida stitcher. She started on 14 count like everybody has, although I think is doing one project on 16 count now and thinks it's fine. She was taking a look at my 20 count Aida, and she's like, you know what, I can see that, I could stitch on that. So she really enjoys the Aida. She also, very unlike me, you know, which is great. I mean, I think this is the nice thing, is that different tastes can all be accommodated in the cross stitch world, and it all works. It's all good. So you guys know me. I love bright colors in my fabrics. I like a lot of color, and I love the sparkles. Like, give me sparkles on almost all my projects, right? And I'm happy. Stacey does not like sparkles, and she likes very light fabric. She likes stitching on white Aida. She likes stitching on beige. And she went and she found, I think she got 4 or 5 pieces of very light model fabric, like a light blue and a light tan and a light. Now she got one that she loves because she's a pink girl, and it's very white and very light pink modeling, and it's very pretty. So that's what she's drawn to. Which is great, because I mean, I always offer her fabrics, and she thinks they're pretty, but then she just doesn't think that she would want to stitch on them. In fact, I had given her this one because when she first saw it, she was like, oh, because she loves pink. But she gave it back to me. This is a Cupid from Bestitch Me. Yeah, Bestitch Me Cupid. And she still thinks it's gorgeous, but she's like, I really don't know that what I would stitch on it, so I'm going to give it back to you. Knowing that if in the future I haven't used it and she comes across something that she thinks she would really want to stitch on it, I will happily give it back to her. But for now, she decided to give it back to me. But the thing that's cool is that now that she knows and I've seen what she really likes, she had a piece of, she got a big piece of white Aida that she's using on different things. But this is kind of what is left over that isn't earmarked for anything. And I'm going to cut it into 2 pieces. And I'm going to try and make her, I'm going to dye her some fabric, or dye this, because she wasn't able to get like a bright, like she still wants it light, but with a bright yellow, and she doesn't have a green. So I am going to see if I can make fabric that looks the way that she really likes it. It's going to be, honestly, it's going to be a challenge for me to make it way more subtle than what I normally do. To use less dye and less color and less, you know, less modeling and all that kind of stuff. So, but I'm up for the challenge. I think that'll be fun to see if I can make some fabrics that she would really like. And as I said, it doesn't bother me that she likes different things than I do. I mean, that's just, you know, the way of the world, and I think it's great. I think it's great that we have different tastes. But anyway, so they went to Stitcher's Paradise, so she got a bunch of fabric. But while she was there, Reagan wanted to get something for me. So they were looking in the fabrics, and I told them, look through the remnant bins, and if you see anything little and cute. Okay, there's a big piece of tissue paper in my kitchen, which Baggy has decided is there for him to tear up. So I'm sorry that you're hearing this noise. Okay, cats, what can you do? Anyway, so they looked through the remnant bins. For those of you who have been to Stitcher's Paradise, they have mostly linen. They have some Aida, and they have mostly linen. They don't really have even weave. So the Aida was all that Stacey was looking for herself. And then I told them to look through the remnants bin for me and see if there's any cute little pieces that I might like. Reagan was finding all kinds of pretty ones. But Stacey was like, linen, that's linen, that's linen. So finally she showed Reagan like where she was looking to know that it's linen. And then Reagan was able to, you know, just look for the Aida. But they found me this little piece of like a blue, no, it doesn't have a name. It's a 16 count and it's just a remnant, but I mean, it will work probably for 2 small pieces. And it's just a really pretty blue, sparkly, because I'm the sparkly girl. And so they got me that, and then Reagan wanted to pick out something special for me, and she didn't want her mom to tell what they gotten. So this is what they got me. I'm really excited because they're nice. They're nice bow and scissors. And look, it's got, first of all, it's butterfly, but then it's got a little cat face totally, and then a little black cat at the top. Very super sharp. Very exciting to have a little pair of really nice scissors from Stitcher's Paradise. So, and Stacy got a pair also of the same, not looking the same. She got pink ones that had a unicorn on them, but she was using them last night because I haven't used mine yet. I didn't want to use them until I showed them to you guys. She said they're fantastic. They're really sharp. So I am excited to try those out. Okay, so then the other piece of haul that I got, I decided to wait and open with you guys. I kind of jumped on the bandwagon of getting a mystery bag from Fire Poppies. I've never ordered from them before. I've seen a couple people recently who were showing these, and I saw a couple like months ago. I like this kind of thing anyway, so I went ahead and got one. I was going to get the smaller one, but they were out of small ones, so oh gee, I had to get the large one. And it came with a Charleston chew. I've never had one of these. I don't know, are they good? I guess I'll find out. This one's vanilla. Okay, so here we go. We're going to open the mystery bag. Now, if there's stuff in here that I won't use, then it will be going to somebody. Either somebody I know in person or somebody that I know through FlossTube. But we'll see. Okay. So, there's supposed to be like maybe 5 things in here. Alright, I'm taking them out, but I'm not looking. Oh. Okay, that may have been a mistake to not look. Okay. Alright, well, since that fell on the floor, first things first, this is a number 8 Krynic in this really pretty blue. Something I totally will use with all of the fancy ladies I do and stuff. I'm using a lot of these sparkly threads, and I do occasionally swap them out brands wise, especially if I can't find one. And then this is number 1/16 inch ribbon in gold. Again, something I totally will use. I'm using a ribbon in my mermaid. I swapped it out because I couldn't find the one that was called for, and you know, it works fine. I decided to not cross the leg to do like a tent stitch with the ribbon, so it didn't look quite as bulky, but it's working really nice. So those are exciting. Okay, ooh, some more flosses. This is a DMC 4255. Okay, well, it's variegated. I don't know if it's got a special name. And this is a variegated too. Also DMC, but this one is in like this long kind of thing, and this one is in the regular packaging, so I don't know if they're different in some way, but I mean, really pretty. Purple and gold, that's Lakers colors, right? Oh, wait, excuse me. I didn't even see. Look, all of these flosses that are in the long tubey thing. So these are all variegateds. Pretty. So this one's like a pinky to yellow. This one's sort of beige colors to yellow. Are these two the same? Yeah, these two are the same. Stacy likes that. Maybe I'll give her one. She likes the pink, and this is a really pretty color. There's a blue and sort of autumn, kind of like, looks like turkey colors. Okay, so there's those. That's pretty nice. So 2 Kynics so far, 6 of these, 1 variegated regular DMC. So again, I don't know if these are different. They're not like shiny or metallic or anything like that. Okay, but they're pretty. Okay, I got 2 DMC Pearl Cottons, which is great because I do the needlepoint and counter canvas, which always needs Pearl Cotton. And in fact, this color, I need a green color on my dog and cat, project. I need a green color for Baggy's eyes, and this might work. These are nice. And then I don't have one of these, and I'm excited because I've been wanting to get one, but I just haven't pulled the trigger. So a Grim Guard. This is a, okay, does it have a tag that says what size it is, or am I supposed to just guess? Well, it's this size. So that doesn't look too big, but I don't know. I'll have to try it out. But that's kind of cool because I have been wanting one of those. And then a couple charts. Oh, I see a chart that's definitely going to go to somebody else. Jolly Claus and Merry Mrs. Claus. Very cute. Very cute patterns. But yeah, I'm not going to ever stitch these, so we will do a giveaway at some point. I'm not going to do it today. I'm thinking, because I passed 2,000. I talked to you guys about that like the end of last year, right? I think it was the end of last year, or it was the beginning of this year. I just kind of popped past 2,000 really quick. I'm around 2,200 now, so when I hit 2,000, I don't know, maybe 2,300 or something like that, we'll do a giveaway. Bobby G Designs Southwest Sun. That's kind of cool. And then 2 here. On Point Country Christmas Snowman Gift. Oh, was I just showing the chart? I hope not. This is called, oh, snow. I just said Snowman Gift. And this is called Santa Sack. So those are really cute. And those will be a giveaway at some point as well. It's funny, I know snowmen are not like necessarily Christmas or anything like that, but living in California, it's like I never, like, snow is not really a part of my life, so I don't really stitch snowmen, and I don't stitch Christmas, so there's gonna be some good stuff for somebody. That'll be coming up in the next couple weeks, I think. So okay, so that was my haul, and let's like stack this so it doesn't fall all over the place. Too late. Crying it down. Okay. Then the last thing that I want to show you guys is plans. Oops. So one of the things I did do last week when I wasn't stitching, I did this on Sunday. So I didn't actually stitch last Sunday. After I finished my video, I was working on this stuff. So I kitted up 2 Mirabilias. One I will be starting in April and one I will start in May. Yeah, I know, like I need to have 2 more big projects on the go. Like I need a hole in the head, but whatever. Okay, so that one's for me. Let me do that second. So I kitted up Bianca Bella. So I'm gonna start her in April. I think I'm gonna start her kind of in honor of my mom's birthday. Because as I said, she just kind of makes me, you know, reminds me of my mom. I've been looking for that picture of my mom when she was in high school, and I can't find it, but I'm sure it's around here somewhere. She's wearing those same colors, and her hair is very, like, you know, 50s, 60s, Jackie O kind of look, and I don't know, just makes me think of her. I'm going to do it on this fabric by Hamddyed by Rolanda. I don't know which way I'm going to orient the fabric yet. I mean, because you have, like, you know, 4 choices depending on which side you stitch on, and which is up and which is down. So that part I don't know yet, but this fabric's so pretty. And I think it will look really nice with, alright, how is this folded? This is like a test. So you can get it back when I'm not doing it. I'm failing the test, you guys. Okay, then here are the colors. See how much nicer this is to work with than when they're on both sides? It just, you know, it flips up so super easy. They stay relatively untangled. It's just, it's so much nicer. So anyway, these are the colors, and I think that they're gonna look pretty good on this fabric. The only thing I'm concerned about is like around the bottom of the ruffle. It's a purple ruffle, and so if that blends in too much, then I just might backstitch it in like a blue metallic or something. Because there's no metallic called for, but I did add these 2 treasure braids, and I'm gonna add a little bit of the sparkle somewhere. And actually, I just got this one. Maybe I'll just throw this in the bag. And maybe, you know, I'll have a place to use that. So. So that is Bianca Bella. And she will be started in April. And then in May, because my theme for May is still going to be kind of like a cat mania, and I'm going to pull 10 or so of my cat projects that I want to get, you know, work done on, but I'm also going to start one. So I'm going to start Florentina. And we are going to do her on this mint green Lugana splash, which is a bit of a different choice for me. I'm kind of excited to see how it works, how it looks. I think it's gonna work okay, because I mean, the original fabric that this was done on was just a plain cream white chocolate, so you know, it looks good on that, and the background on this is similar, at least from the picture, but it has the splash. So I think that it will look good. And then these are the flosses. Again, there's no metallic in this one, but I pulled these to add to maybe the cherries on the dress. Although the cherries are done, I didn't realize this. The way the picture looks, it looks like the cherries are done like solid pinks and whatever. The cherries are actually done in water lilies, and they're done using, I think, these 2, which are very purple. Not a lot of pink. So, but I still could add, like, you know, I could use 1 strand of this and 1 strand of one of these to add some metallic. So, I don't know. I'll have to get there and see. But, I am excited to start this one as well. So, yeah. So what I did with these is when I did make working copies, and I did, sorry, I'm leaning forward because the back is starting to scream at me. I made working copies, and I increased the size. I did them at like 141% or something like that, which is interesting because then, as I said, you have to piece together. So the memorabilias are all one big sheet. It's a little bit difficult to copy and whatever. But I also copied the back, the floss list, made that a little bit bigger, and then I just cut them out and put them on here with 2 clear round stickers on each one. So, and then this is I put the beads on here as well. So I don't have to reference, when I look on my pattern and I'm looking for, let's say I'm looking for the X, it's right there, and it's this one, you know, and then I can just pull my thread off. So, and then both of these patterns have like 2 or 3 blended colors, and so what I usually do with that, for I think this one, I don't know, one of them, the blended colors were all, the two blended colors were colors that were already being used elsewhere. So I just took a couple lengths of each of them. Oh, here they are. Okay, so these 2 are blended. So I just took, as you can see, a couple lengths of each of the colors, and then when I go to pull them, I'll just pull one of each strand. If it's too long that way, because I usually use these doubled, then I'll just cut them in half and put them back. But sometimes I'll just use it really long. And I still haven't decided if I'm going to do the skin 1 over 1 or not, because these are skin colors. This one's not. This is a blended that is part of the dress. And then with this one has like 7 silks in it or something. When I did the silks, I actually kept the cards with them, because whatever's left over, I still wanted to have the card to attach it to. So I just hung them, you know, in there as well. So, but this method makes it really hard to find, really easy to find my threads, to store them in the bag. I typically will kind of gather them like that, and I just wrap them around, and you know, so it's relatively flat to go in the project bag, and they stay nice and untangled. Okay, so those are more long-term plans, because as I said, one is for March and so one's for April, one's for May. For the rest of this month or the rest of this week, I'm just going to continue with my March projects, and then my paper projects, and yeah. So that's my immediate plans. My immediate plans today are to lie down and get my back to stop hurting. If I can handle it later, I need to put a load of dishes in the dishwasher. I have like a few dishes in the sink, and I just need to get them in the dishwasher, but I have to empty the dishwasher first. That's always my bane. I need to unload the dishwasher right away. And then during the week, instead of putting my few dirty dishes in the sink, I could put them right in the dishwasher. But I can't do that unless I get the dishwasher unloaded. So I need to change my method, and then I will be more efficient. Okay. I think that's it. Yep, that looks like it's it. I thought this was going to be a short video, but it's almost an hour. I talk too much. Oh well. Except for when I go to work and when I hang out with Aaron and Stacey, I don't have anybody to talk to, so I talk to you guys. Although I did talk to my friend last Friday for, I don't know, 2.5 hours, something like that. We get on marathon phone calls, which, you know, I'm not gonna complain about. I like it. Anyway, until I see you guys again, please remember, have a great week, and remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye-bye.